We are now going to discuss how to take payments on invoice fees on a particular record. To take a payment, the user must navigate to the Fee Payments tab. Once at the Fee Payments tab, the user will notice the list of invoices that are currently in the record, the amount for each invoice, and whether that invoice has been paid or not. In this case, we're going to take payment for invoice that ends in 198, and the total of that payment is $227.70. To do that, we start by clicking on the Pay button at the top of the page. Once in this page, we first need to identify the method of the payment. We're going to mark check or money order. We are now going to pick the amount, which is $227.70. And the rest of the fields are optional. Like for example, the check number, we're just going to enter an imaginary check number. And you may enter the payer that is issuing the check. And if the payer happens to be a contact on the record, you can choose the menu button all the way to the right, and it will show you which are the contacts on the record. You can pick the appropriate one if that's who the check came from and click on Submit. This autofills the field. You may also add additional comments in the comments box. Once done and complete, go ahead and click on Save. We are now in the page that shows us all of the outstanding invoices and individual fees that are on each one of those invoices. We're looking at the fact that 198 is the invoice that we want to pay. So these are the fees that are included on invoice 198. We're going to choose those individually. And we're going to click on Pay in Full. Clicking on Pay in Full will autofill the amount field for each one of those invoices. So you'll notice how that was autofilled. And if we go to the bottom, we see that the total is $227.70. Once that's correct, we go ahead and click on the Submit button. Our payment receipt shows up, which will be available after the fact, and that invoice now shows as paid in full. That's how we take a payment for an outstanding invoice on a record.